Thank you for joining us on another fresh episode of your favorite number one technology TV show on Aleeftvng. Tech in, tech out. My name is MD Tiamiyu, and you know how we do it right here is news first, where I give you recent updates and happenings in the technology world from the diaspora and the local scenes. And also, we'll be focusing on an issue of importance and have a professional in-house to help us digest the issue. The focus today will be on digital technology and broadband connectivity. You don't want to miss that interview. And ladies and gentlemen, the last segment is the segment where I bring you very amazing and fantastic technology tips and tricks that are powerful enough to turn around your digital experience like this. So don't go anywhere. Call your neighbor to call their neighbor to tell some other neighbors so they can tune in to this show. Tech in, tech out. In the news today, the highlights include Facebook is telling us that Nigeria femtrepreneurs, which are the female entrepreneurs, can unlock about 8.9 million jobs in 5 years. And also from the local scene, iStarter Hub has actually trained 30 women in the technology space. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. My name is MD Tiamiyu, and still your number one favorite technology show on Aleeftv. Tech in, tech out. Now the news in full. Nigerian femtrepreneurs can unlock 8.9 million jobs in 5 years, says Facebook. Businesses set up by women in Nigeria over the next 5 years, that is, by 2023, can unlock about 19.7 billion naira for the economy and create about 8.9 million additional jobs. A recent study conducted by Facebook in partnership with the Development Economists, a research consultancy firm, has recently shown. The report by Facebook indicates that economic challenges in most developing countries like Nigeria can be abated if there are investment opportunities for female entrepreneurs and an environment that allows women to be positioned to drive growth. And the hashtag that was used to profile this particular subject matter was the hashtag She Means Business. The social media giants disclosed plans to produce entrepreneurs that will be drivers of the economy with the birth of an initiative, She Means Business Nigeria, in partnership with an organization called She Leads Africa, SLA. The initiative, being the very first to launch in sub-Saharan Africa, is intended to groom female entrepreneurs across the country to build and start their own businesses in a series of workshops across 6 cities in the country, including Lagos, Kaduna, Port Harcourt, Ibadan, Abuja, and Aba. Facebook Public Policy Director for Africa, in the person of Ebele Okobi, stressed the fact that there is a need to spur women on in becoming business owners and entrepreneurs, as they are crucial to economic growth and powerful engines of development in Africa. According to Okobi, we know that when women do better, economies do better. The new study suggests that an estimated 7 million new businesses could be set up by women in Nigeria by 2023, placing a greater mark of importance on the role of women's entrepreneurial ambitions for overall economic and social development in the country. Similarly, the co-founder of She Leads Africa, in the person of Afua Osei, emphasized that with the right and enabling environment, women can lead the charge towards economic advancement, while expressing delight at the partnership. She said, "We're excited to continue our partnership with Facebook to expand access to digital skills necessary to move African businesses forward. We know for sure that with the right tools and support, African women can compete favorably on a global level, and we look forward to taking these critical digital tools to entrepreneurs all across Nigeria." Despite the positives surrounding women's inclusion and participation in the economy in Africa as entrepreneurs and business women, there is still a call to accelerate the position they currently hold. That's it for business from the foreign and local news. Let's move straight to the second point. iStarter Hub has trained recently 30 women, an information technology hub by the name iStarter Hub Limited recently trained 30 women on information technology to enhance their businesses. The chief executive officer, CEO of the company, Miss Modupe Darabidan, disclosed this in Lagos. Darabidan said that the training was for a period of 3 months. She said that the training was done under the organization's entrepreneurship initiative tagged Empower Her. This is an ICT and entrepreneurship program aimed at demonstrating the role of technology in supporting and facilitating enterprises, especially women-led initiatives. Dara Bidan said that women should focus more on developing their ideas and seeing how far they would go in achieving their dreams. She said that technology was a strong tool that women could use to run their businesses and have measurable impact and values. She also added that when people hear technology, they start thinking about machines, space rockets, but it is actually the mobile phones that we communicate with, which is already in our hands, though. Making use of the various search engines that exist will help someone to do research and get ideas that will facilitate businesses. There is need to be conscious of what technology is and the essence of using mobile phones that have value to boost our operations, she concluded. And that's it on the news for today. When we come back, the focus is on digital technology and broadband connectivity. My name is MD Tiamiyu, and the show remains your number one favorite technology show on Aleeftv. Tech in, tech out. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Thank you for keeping in touch with us. It's still your number one technology show on TV. You know how we do it right here on Aleeftv. The program remains Tech In, Tech Out. We are now in that segment of the show where we get really personal. We bring in a resource person, a professional in the industry who will take us on a journey into something really, really important. And today, the episode of today is focusing on the impact of broadband technology, broadband connectivity and digital technology. I have a very, very seasoned professional in the studio with me in the person of Mr. Wande Adalemo. He's the founder of Atmosphere. He also is an evangelist of Internet of Africa, a broadband enthusiast, and a Wi-Fi entrepreneur. Mr. Wande, good day to you.
It's nice to be with you too.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
It's a pleasure being here, an honor.
Oh, fantastic. So, how are you coping with Lagos to start with?
Lagos has been my home for 41 years. So it's I don't think I can live anywhere else.
Really?
Yeah,
what about New York?
Well, I'm an African.
You're an African. All right, great. So let's talk about broadband technology, broadband connectivity. It's been just like a term all over the place. People do not seem to understand it. What exactly is broadband? Do we have broadband connectivity in Nigeria, Mr. Wande?
Okay, maybe some semblance of it, because there's a function of technology, there's a function of regulation, and then there's a function of infrastructure. So if these three don't come together, you would usually now find the situation we will find ourselves in Nigeria, where um, broadband availability is a big problem. So, do we have broadband connectivity?
What
in
is
Nigeria?
broadband first? Because
So let me use an analogy to
Great.
bring it home. Imagine you have a water tank that is about 10,000 gallons, and then you need to take water from that water tank. You get a straw and you connect it to the water tank. How long will it take to fill your cup with water? That's kind of what we have around us now. So the 3G networks, the 2G networks are like that straw.
Okay.
Imagine connecting a big pipe to that water tank, and you open the pipe. Your cup gets filled instantly.
True.
That's broadband connectivity.
In a second, right?
In a second. So broadband connectivity, as defined, I want to use the US definition of broadband because they have it, is that it must be able to connect to the internet at speeds, upload speeds of not less than 4 megabits per second.
Wow.
And download speeds of not less than 25 megabits per second.
That is amazing, because even now when I get like 1 MB per second, I go all over like, wow, this is really fast. I don't know.
That's not fast at all.
That's not fast at all, right?
So in Nigeria we have infrastructural challenges. They're real. And they're there. And the big telcos are trying to solve this infrastructure challenge. Now, if the question we should ask ourselves is, who can cost affordably? And when I say cost affordably, if you spend 100 naira a month, can you stream 20 HD videos on your network in Nigeria today?
At 100 naira?
At
For
100 naira a
just 100 naira a month?
Yes, can you?
I don't think you can. You
So,
can't.
If you're in the US or in the UK and you spend £30 or $30 a month, you get not just internet access, which is broadband, but you also get TV access, you get telephone, you get a whole lot of things layered on that service.
Wow.
Now, the reason why that is possible is because they have unlimited access. So the mobile networks are a different thing. So the fixed networks actually give a whole lot more broadband connectivity than the mobile access.
Okay.
But what we have in Nigeria is the reverse.
Okay.
Mobile access has taken over, but we're being told that we should consume broadband or internet in buckets of 1 gig and 2 gig and 3 gig. And again, the quality is suspect. So innovation cannot happen, economy cannot grow because it's not everywhere, and then you also suffer from the fact that you spend so much for getting very little.
Wow. So this is getting very, very interesting. And so now that we know what broadband is and what the lookalike that we enjoy is, Mr. Wande, how does broadband connectivity help us? Like in the common term, who you help? Like, what if we have broadband connectivity? How will it help the economy? How will it help our connectedness? And how will it move us forward as a people?
Very interesting question, because let me tell you something interesting that happened in 2013 at the Freedom Park in Lagos Island. So we set up Wi-Fi access, high-speed broadband access. We had a mix of fiber and Wi-Fi, and then we gave 30 minutes free to everyone with the phone numbers. After a while, adults were coming to say that they could not connect to the internet and their 30 minutes were already gone when they did connect. And I was perplexed because I built that system. Eventually, I realized that a group of young people will go to meet adults and collect their phone numbers and use it to log on the internet and get their own 30 minutes free. What were they doing with it? They were studying biology online. They were going on YouTube and streaming videos of biology on YouTube.
Wow.
So if the internet, if broadband can help education, an education economy is a progressing economy.
Yeah.
That's one aspect. So, I said earlier that the technology we've chosen to adopt in Nigeria is a problem. The 3G and the 4G technologies are not technologies that adapt for mass market adoption of broadband. That's a problem, which is why, so the load on these networks themselves, and of course they're businessmen, so how much can they really invest in ensuring that the customers get the best without hurting their network? So the bundles and the gigabits that we all take is also a protectionist system to protect their investment as well. Now, 30% of Nigerian income, household incomes, goes into broadband, and that's a problem that the government needs to begin to look at. You should not spend 30% of your household income on broadband. It doesn't happen in Ghana or India or Indonesia. It doesn't. So these are the challenges that we need to now begin to really look at. At Atmosphere, we believe that a Wi-Fi first network is more important than a network that relies on 3G and 4G.
Because it's more affordable
It's
that
more
way.
affordable,
That
yes.
way.
In fact, in the US, there are 7 times more users on Wi-Fi than there are on the 3G or 4G networks.
Wow.
In fact, they offload to Wi-Fi because they know that a lot more people are on Wi-Fi than they are on the network. So it helps the network to focus on the core things they want to do, quick downloads of what they want to do, voice. But in Nigeria, it is the same
Everything.
thing. It's
So
everything.
it's the same company offering all of these
All of that.
multiple
And then
services.
there's no broadband policy. We need a broadband policy
Wow.
that addresses the broadband needs of Nigerians.
Oh, fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've been conversing with Mr. Wande Adalimo, who is the founder of Atmosphere. He's also an evangelist of Internet of Africa and a broadband enthusiast. So, today we have been focusing on broadband connectivity and digital technology. We're going to be moving on to the next segment of the show, in which I'll be sharing with you some very, very amazing technological tips and tricks like we do it every week. These tips are liable of transforming your technological experience like this. Don't go anywhere. I'm your host, MD Tiamiyu, and you've been watching Tech In, Tech Out.
Glad to know you're still with us on your favorite #1 technology show on Aleeftv. Tech In, Tech Out. This is an exciting, very, very exciting part of the program where I get to share with you some amazing tips and tricks that are powerful enough to turn around your digital experience like this. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a pen, this is the time to use it and note down a couple of things that would help you get better and do more with your technology devices. Tip #1. How do you know who is calling you? We live in a world of calls and SMSs. There are a lot of people now who spam people from different places with calls. Sometimes you just wish to know who was calling you, but you don't need to stress any longer because there's an application that can help you at least give you an idea of who is calling you and from where are they actually calling. We have seen cases of people who are in Bariga and they call you telling you they're calling you from Washington, D.C. How do you decipher that kind of a lie? With the power of applications, you actually can go about that quite more easily. So, have you heard of a popular application called Truecaller? Truecaller is an application. There are a couple of other applications, but in that category, Truecaller actually is an application that stands out. It uses cloud-based services to provide you with the name and location of a number calling you. I'll tell you how Truecaller works in just a moment, but before that, let me quickly show you how to run the application. Once you go to your Google Play Store or your App Store on your iOS phone, you can download the Truecaller application, and all you need to just do is register your number and put it on. You set your name. This is a name that will begin to appear on other people's phone. And so this is a system Truecaller uses to make sure callers are more easily identified. When you download Truecaller, it asks you to give it permission to be able to synchronize the numbers on your device onto the Truecaller server. And so, let's say, for example, you have 50 contacts on your phone. Those contacts get synchronized to the Truecaller server. And so when other people download Truecaller, just like you, when one of those contacts call, Truecaller uses that database to provide the name and the calculated location of the person for other users. So it's a large, big data bank of phone numbers that is being used around the world to identify callers. And so far, so good. It's been an efficient way of identifying new and strange calls. It also gives you the capacity to report phone numbers that are disturbing you and label them as spam or add them to your block list. So much so that once you add a number to your block list, that number would not be able to call your phone ever again. And even if it does, it calls you and you see it's a spam, so you do not have to pick the call. Funny enough, if you have not added a number to your block list or your spam folder, if someone else has done that, when the number now calls you, it uses the information that the other person has provided, haven't identified that number as spam, and helps that to tell you ahead of time this call is a possible spam call. And so that's it. Let me know if this tip works for you. Share your excitement on social media by using the hashtag TechIn. Tech out is one word, and that's tip number 1 for today. Tip number 2, ladies and gentlemen, is about shooting pictures and videos. Ladies and gentlemen, we're living in a media-driven world. Every day, an average person shoots 6 pictures in a minimum, and moving forward, it is said that a larger percentage of the content on the internet will be videos. So as we get smarter and our phones get more sophisticated, we are beginning to do more of videos and pictures on a daily basis. So ladies and gentlemen, let me make it clear now. There are 2 modes of shooting pictures and videos. There is the portrait mode and there is the landscape mode. Experts have said that when you're shooting videos or taking pictures, it is much more better and professional to shoot in the landscape mode. It is much more efficient. Why? Because when you shoot in the landscape mode, it gives you a wider range. You can easily pick more details from the object you are actually shooting or from the picture you are about to take. And it's also easy for editing because there's space now. You can put text on the left, put text on the right, on the top and below. And it is usually much more difficult if you shoot the picture or the video in the portrait format. So landscape is the big thing when you are shooting videos. And also, when you shoot videos or take pictures in landscape, it makes the image or the video to render better. Rendering means how the video sits down on application, how the picture sits down majestically on whichever framework you want to put it. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to be taking pictures or shooting videos, you want to make them most of the times be in the landscape mode. You are going to be glad you did. Moving forward, that's it for tech tips and tricks on your favorite #1 technology show on Aleeftv. Tech in, tech out. My name is MD Tiamiyu. You know how we do it. Before I go, let me share the quote for today. Today's quote is by B.F. Skinner. He's an American psychologist, behaviorist, author, inventor, and social philosopher. B.F. Skinner said, and I quote, "The real problem is not whether machines think, but whether men do." That's it on your show. Remember that this is the only place where you get the best of gists, interviews, and also tips and tricks from the technology world. That's it on your favorite #1 technology show on Aleeftv. Tech in, tech out. My name is MD Tiamiyu. Thank you so much for staying with us so far from the beginning of the show till this moment. Till next time that I come your way, stay digital.